Hello, everyone. I'm back with another quick film review for you, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Dune Part 2. Yes, the long awaited and delayed due to the Hollywood labor strikes, the disputes and everything out there. It was originally supposed to come out in November, and it finally dropped March 1st, and yes, I had to see it as soon as I possibly could and do a little review, even though I don't do many reviews anymore. But that's okay. I thought, what the hell? I'll do one more at least, and it's got to be Dune Part 2 because it's pretty good. It's not quite as good as part one, in my opinion, although there are parts of it that are better than part one. I really, really did appreciate the filmmaking here. Denis Villeneuve returns as director, of course. He also co-wrote the screenplay, and it's a very interesting adaptation. I don't know how book fans are going to react. I mean, book fans tend to complain anyway, especially when it comes to science fiction or fantasy or things like that. So, you're not going to please everybody no matter what you do. But as a movie, I thought it was definitely, long enough. It lagged a bit in the first hour. Had times just because there's a lot of talking. It gets bogged down in a lot of exposition, and I thought that was kind of like, okay, all right, yep, okay. For me, I've already read the books. I've seen the original 1984 David Lynch film that he's since disowned. There's there really is an excellent 3-hour version on YouTube, by the way. Look it up. Dune 1984 Redux. I don't know what they called it. Re-edit, fan edit, but whatever it was perfectly done. Much better, very long, but you do have to have some patience for the exposition. So same here. I mean, this movie sets up a lot, for the revenge of Paul Atreides, because as you know, I'm not spoiling anything here. There's not really going to be any spoilers in this review, but I will say that obviously you've seen part one, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this review, and where we catch up is with Paul and his mom needing to join the Fremen to gather their forces, gather an army to strike back at the Harkonnens, the bad guys. All these pale, bald dudes that are very evil, led by Stellan Skarsgård, but really led by the Emperor, played by Christopher Walken. So, uh, and he's all right. Christopher Walken is all right in the movie. He kind of feels a bit. It seems like he feels bad about screwing over House Atreides in the first film. Um, so, so yeah, naturally, Paul and his mother, they both have to go through these trials, and they have to adapt to be full Fremen and learn the ways of riding the worm and things like that. Other things that we've seen in the trailer. And they do accomplish that, but not without a lot of struggle and a lot of fear. There's a lot of romance as well with Zendaya as Chani, and of course Timothy Chalamet's Paul Atreides says he's been dreaming about her anyway, so, she's his dream girl, so, yeah, I mean, I really liked Zendaya in this movie. Zendaya, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I really liked her this time around, and same with Josh Brolin as he returns, so we've seen him in the trailers, and clearly his character survives. Austin Butler, who joins the cast here, he's really creepy, and you do forget about Elvis, for sure. Watching him, you're like, wow, that guy played Elvis. Like, holy crap. Yeah, no, it's pretty good. The makeup obviously helps, but no, he's very, very menacing. He's not quite at the level of, say, like a Darth Maul kind of intimidating look, but just in terms of the look now, but he is pretty nasty, and he's pretty vicious, and we know that the film is setting him up to be, basically Paul's main nemesis and the main antagonist of this film. But it's really about restoring order, restoring House Atreides with the help of the Fremen, and the romance that blossoms between Paul and Chani. So, I liked it. Moadib, by the way, is another word for Paul Atreides. So if people go around going, "Hey, Moadib, Moadib," you'll know what that means. It's yeah, pretty darn good sequel. It's fat, it's bloated, it does have some great action scenes, but on this at the same time it also has some slow down moments that I thought, oh, okay, let's get to the let's get to the action, because you go to the movie for the action. The first hour, there's not that much action, but it certainly pays off by the end. So while I wasn't quite as blown away as I was with the first part of Dune, I will say that it is extremely impressive. The cinematography, the editing, the music, again, the Hans Zimmer music is fantastic, of course, and just the overall look of the film and the world building, again, just like part one, it's brilliant, brilliant world building, and Villeneuve is really good at that with his cinematographer. This time around, it's someone named Greg Fraser, and so yeah, I liked it. Obviously, right? Without talking too much, I won't blab on too much about it. Don't want to spoil, much about how the film goes, but it is different than what you may expect, Dune fans. So yeah, definitely check it out. I would definitely give it a run at IMAX for sure as well. And while it is a bit bloated, it's maybe a bit overlong, but I'm not really going to consider that a complaint. The changes are good. Maybe some things could have been better. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. All right, guys, that's all for me. Thank you so much for tuning in to this quick film review of Dune Part 2. And until next time, remember, fear is the mind killer.